You see, some other people, they value your weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, you get.
Told me no.
And what about your camera board?
Full body.
Full board. Yeah, then it's a good one. It's a good one. Then I start my shoot.
Yesterday morning I done the Minister of Social Work. There's a Sasa
Yeah.
center. So I was busy the whole morning there. So she was just looking what are the guys doing, how's the service they delivered and stuff. Yeah, busy Tulani.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Tomorrow I got have a walk a day to a social club from 11 till 8 o'clock.
Mm. So on the editing side, you use Lightroom or
Lightroom.
Photoshop. Lightroom is best for multiple images, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, I'm learning to edit also. Yes. So
Takes a lot of time, man. The
yeah,
editor, the editor a lot of time.
I know if you don't do it right during shooting,
Yeah,
if you know how you edit your pictures, so you try and do it right on the shooting side, then
yeah.
yeah.
That's the main thing.
And this one, it's a bit because there will be a different light if you take a picture like maybe this side
Yeah,
and that side.
yeah.
In terms of lighting, is different.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, when it's cloudy and then the sun come out,
Out
and then
and I know that thing. Aye. Unlike if you are doing maybe a studio portraits, you know your light is
all right, yeah,
on the same.
can
You
choose
don't
it.
have to. You can just edit one and paste all your settings.
Yeah.
But if it's like yeah,
Ooh, yeah.
different lighting.
Sometimes it's a nightmare.
Yeah, that's why many people they prefer maybe those games that are played during under floodlights.
Yeah,
Those ones are very nice.
yeah. The light stays
The light is
same, the
constant
same,
and it doesn't
constantly.
change.
Yeah.
So we'll get there. Thank you
And
for
how
the
long
insight.
you do you the camera work?
Yeah, this one is for SA Rugby.
Okay.
Yeah, SA Rugby. I do videos for SA Rugby for Western Province. Yeah, that's where for all the main games like maybe Stormers when they play by
Diego?
DHL Stadium. I was with them since Newlands, the days where they play Newlands
All
Stadium.
right.
Yeah. All the grounds like here we come all around. I was with them. Yeah. So I just developed a hobby of doing just to see the difference.
All right.
Yeah. But this video thing, yeah, that's what I really know.
Oh, okay. I'm Ernest. I'm Ernest.
I'm MD.
MD.
Yes,
Okay.
I know we'll meet the other days, definitely. Yeah, you're talking to me now. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Like that one.
Oh,
Ah,
ghetto
you
images.
see how big it is?
Yes, ghetto images. They
Yo,
are big guns.
yeah.
200,000 men
Yo,
against.
I was checking it on Takealot and Amazon and stuff. That you,
Ooh, you taxpayer to the
right?
body. 150,000.
Especially if
Against the EP Queens, tough start for the Lions women, looking to have a better season than last, in which they rose towards the end of the season but really had a rough start. Border Ladies absorbing 100 points against the three-time back-to-back-to-back champions, the Bulls Daisies, laying down the law to kick off the competition and remind their competition that they will not be giving any quarter here in 2026. They'll be going for their 4th title, fully professionalized, of course, and as such, really flexing their muscle over the last few years in women's rugby in South Africa, and indeed leading the way. Other teams wanting to follow their model and be able to offer contracts, including the 2 teams that you will see today. But before we get to that, Western Province victorious, 53 points to 19 over the Sharks women. And DHL Western Province looking to make it to the final once more. They've gone down to the Bulls Daisies in all 3 of those finals as well. The Boland Damas looking to get one over Western Province, incidentally, to get into the final, to contest it against the Bulls Daisies or whomever they might meet there. They have been the bridesmaids time and time again over the last few years, noted by their head coach, long-serving head coach, Thomas Charles. We'll soon have the coin toss for this match today. Agnie Bezuidenhout, the woman in the middle. You'll notice the famous Aseza Hele on the right-hand side of your screen, starred for the Springbok women in the recent World Cup just last year. So the coin toss executed. It's been won by the captain of the Free State Cheetah Queens, Kamohelo Makoele. And she is making her choices. Agnie Bezuidenhout's the woman in the middle today, and she'll have plenty of running to do, you would imagine, because Boland Damas will be looking to get their season off to a similarly impressive start, as you saw from Western Province and indeed the Bulls Daisies, the front runners in this year's competition, and not for the first time. We're looking at the starting lineup for the Free State women now, 1 to 11 specifically. The noted was the captain there. You saw her taking the coin toss, Kamohelo Makoele. There is a Springbok in their ranks in the forwards for the Free State Women's Cheetah Queens, and that's Bernice Stradom, a viral hit that she put in a couple of years ago that you can search her up online and you will be entertained. Monique Riens and Joanine Jacobs will be the 9 and 10 combination for the ambitious Free State side. Monique Riens, formerly the captain of the Leopard side. The number 8 for Free State, Michaela Chante Bennett, who was formerly of the Bulls and the Griquas. And Nadine Solomon's their open side flank. Her twin Tradine is also a part of Free State, formerly of Southwestern Districts. She won't be available today. Making her way onto the field ahead of her teammates is the woman they call Zippy. It is Bernice Stradom, clearly celebrating a milestone today. And what a player she is in the South African rugby setup, not just for the Free State Cheetahs. Her teammates embrace her in the center of the field. There are the reserves for the Free State women today. And let's see how they can start off their season. Not the greatest of times last year, let's be clear. They finished in the 6th position, and they really had a tough time of it all the way through. Never threatened to make the playoff positions. And that has been the story for the Free State Cheetah Queens all the way through their history. Today for the Sanlam Boland Damas, we have 2 history makers, indeed one rather, who's making her 50th appearance, and appropriately so. It's Maxine Valentine on Valentine's Day, earning cap number 50 for the Boland Damas. She leads the Chargers onto the field, followed by plenty of talented players, including 2 Springboks in the form of Aseza Hele, who is the captain of the Boland Damas, and Varushka Grain, formerly of Western Province, who will be playing at outside center. A couple of debutants as well. Tandi Masuku with jersey number 5. Tereska Kaibuka in the number 11 jersey on the left wing there. Rufaru Tagarira inside center, also making her debut. And Chloe Adams in the 15. Another debutante waiting on the bench for the Boland Damas, TJ Funeka Ngokwa. But now we have a moment of silence before we kick this one off. Before we get going, some instruction from Agnie Bezuidenhout. Very important that your hair doesn't hang over your number in rugby, otherwise it precludes your opposition the opportunity to grab you for a tackle on your back in that area and can create a difficult and dangerous situation for everyone involved.
Just hold it for me.
So, It's time to enjoy some women's rugby. The season kicks off today, and right here, right now, we wrap up round 1 at Boland Park in Wellington. This is the Pick and Pay Women's Super League of 2026. Boland Damas losing semi-finalists in 2025, looking to get off to a running start in 2026, and we're underway courtesy of the debutante Zinhle Nonkasana. Well taken in by Free State. They'll have to control the early running of this match and make sure that Boland don't dictate the play early on. This kick hugging the touchline, well executed in the end. Already running repairs for the Free State women. Not the way that they would have wanted to start this match. Marlene Adams, the vice captain of the team, down and getting some treatment, some claret in evidence on the side of her left eye. Getting some water, and just before we get this one started, we'll have a stop start, and let's hope that Marlene Adams can be back up and at them in a jiffy. What a year it was for women's rugby in South Africa in 2025, making the knockouts of the Women's World Cup for the very first time in dramatic fashion as well. What a performance from all involved, and it really caught the eye of the nation and inspired many young women to get involved in the game, no doubt, and these are the kind of pathways that they'll need to go through to get to the very top. It looks like it wasn't just Marlene Adams who took a knock there, but for the Boland women, they also have walking wounded, a woman who has left the field and now being rapidly replaced. But unfortunately for Marlene Adams, getting her treatment on the field, and the doctors not seeing fit yet to move her. Safety first, as always, and correctly so. Coming onto the field for Boland Damas, incidentally, Nompumelelo Mate.
Time back on.
Time is back on, according to our referee, Miss Bezuidenhout, rather.
Don't close the gap.
Boland Damas to feed the line out. The 50th cap, Maxine Valentine on Valentine's Day, with her first action of the day. Well fed by the Boland Damas. It's not well fed indeed, not straight. The contest from the Free State women crucial in that regard to make sure that that call was made by Angie Bezuidenhout, of course, with the new rules implemented last year. You don't throw up a contest if the feed to the line out is acceptably not straight, then the referee is not obliged to make that call.
Okay, ladies, listen. There needs to be stability after each call. Please remember the break foot. On set, you can take it out. Keep your elbows up, strong bind. Stay hips connected. Crouch. Bind. Set. Yeah. Okay. So there's still too much movement from both sides. We need to work hard on stability. So both of you, elbows up, support your own body weight. Yes, ma'am. Keep it like that.
One warning down.
Bind. Steady. Sit.
Angie Bezuidenhout keeps a close eye. This time it's a clean feed away from the number 9 for Free State, Monique Riens. And a good clearance into touch as well. Hefty breeze blowing at the backs of the Boland Damas here in the first half at least. Let's see if they can take advantage of that. It might be blowing from the top right to the bottom left of your screen, as it were, which could just keep Free State pinned down in this area. Another good contest from the Free State Cheetah Queens, but this time the Boland Damas able to set a formidable rolling maul. It hasn't held together. Good running, though. They get to ground and they're able to clear. Felicia Jacobs gets it free, and here's Hele. Jacobs this time taking it at first receiver. Straight running from Valentine. That's how you get to 50 caps. Committing those defenders to the line, creating opportunities on the outside for your teammates. Mgweba with a few more meters. Good control by the Boland Damas as well. Not chasing the try after the break, just making sure to consolidate the progress which is made. Popped over the top from Nonkasana. Goes a bit long, poorly controlled at the back by Hess. Boland Damas keep it alive. Oh, and they can't hold on at the end. The handling error comes, knock on over the line. But the advantage was being played. And Nelka Hess couldn't hold on at the back. So the Boland Damas will have a scrum in a very dangerous position on the field. A steady set again, this time the feed for Boland Damas. Felicia Jacobs waiting. Hele picks up and she is a dangerous runner. So hard to bring down. Free State have done well to scramble and put the Damas on the back foot. Hele puts them back on front. Here comes Valentine now. Good urgency from Boland Damas. The Free State Cheetah Queens. The Cheetah Queens slowed them down well, forcing the penalty. They won't be allowed to get away with that kind of behavior time and again, however. The Boland Damas, not interested in the set piece. Look like they're setting up for a tap and go.
Let's go, 9.
But who will tap?
Go.
And who will go? Some misdirection. Mgweba eventually does the tapping. Hele offloads to Jacobs. It's a speculative ball out wide, and the Free State Cheetah Queens able to pounce on that. No one at the back for the time being for Boland, but the knock-on comes. It will be a scrum to the home team.
Time's off. The blood's coming back on.
So making the change back now, the Boland Damas at least. Butle Sanamzi making her way back on, no longer wearing the 6, but instead the 24. No sign for the time being of Marlene Adams
Your height is also good.
for the Cheetah Queens.
Crouch. Bind.
Solid scrum this from the Boland Damas, waiting for that penalty advantage. The ball coming out, no advantage, waiting in over the ball. The turnover is good. In fact, it's brilliant, the timing on that. Just a split second to breathe before those hands were all over the ball, and it's pilfered. And here comes a big, strong run for the Cheetah Queens from Anita Tom, and the clearing kick comes in desperation. They are pinned in this corner. Indeed, the wind is playing its part, but so are the Boland Damas, who are turning up the heat. Nonkasana caught well behind the gain line, isolated as well. The Damas scramble well to get back there and protect that ball. All the same, the Cheetahs have an escape of sorts. There's an overlap on the right, though, for the Boland Damas. If they can work this, there will be no defenders left. Varushka Grain cuts back in field. Jacobs. Away it goes. Good chop off the left from Zintle Nonkasana. Difficult ball to handle for Tagariro. And the pressure tells from Free State. Not enjoying any possession, really. But their application in defense is winning them back possession and giving them opportunities. Also, we need to see more of Anita Tom with that number 3 on her back, receiving it at first receiver and running straight and true, because that's what rugby is all about. She is fearsome. Agnie Bezuidenhout calls the scrum. More pressure from Boland Damas. Free State absorbing it for the time being, and Free State are going to keep the ball in hand just for a second. Good chop off the right from Anelka Hess. What an offload that is as well to Mokhuli, who pushed the luck on the touchline. But Free State show their hand and show what they've got. Exciting running play from the Free Staters. Let's see what they can do if they can get their hands on some more possession. But for the time being in the first half, in his opening 10 minutes, it's a story of the Damas controlling possession, controlling the game, and keeping Free State under their thumb. Maxine Valentine feeds well. Another successful line out for Boland Damas, sent over the top by Nonkasana. A wicked bounce takes it away from Mokhuli. Eventually, Mokhuli tracks it down. She's being tracked down by Masuku. Down. The bounce of the rugby ball going against Free State. It sent Awami Mokhuli on a wild goose chase. And in the end, that put her under pressure and brought out the forward pass.
We are outside the 22. It's outside.
Oh, while this wind would be blowing in the one direction, really behind the Boland Damas back, it does swirl plenty in the stadium also. It's very hard to predict. It's the kind of stuff that brings home ground advantage. Another scrum feed from Felicia Jacobs. Not really holding his line this scrum. Jacobs under pressure gets it away. Good looping run from Nonkasana, but she's isolated again. Hunting it on the ground is Riens. Illegally. Under severe pressure are the Free State Cheetah Queens. We're beyond the opening 10 minutes now, and Nonkasana has no thought of kicking at posts. Instead, will kick for the corner and look for 7 points instead of 3. Nonkasana. Good technique. Hangs it up. Wins as many meters as possible and puts her forwards in position to strike.
Pleasure. Don't close the gap. 5. Okay. All feet behind the line. Thank you.
Valentine feeds, fingertip stuff, but the Boland Damas bring it in. However, they don't have a solid construction on their rolling maul, and they are thwarted as a result. So they'll muscle up again. Valentine, the first up, never shies away from the contact. It's frantic, but they've brought it back under control. Now breaking free, Sonamzi started as the number 6, now as 24 after getting a jersey replacement.
You need to be on your feet to play the ball 8.
So now the penalty count is racking up ever so slightly. Jacobs considering the quick one, and indeed she executes the quick one. Jacobs pops it over the top. Clever play from the number 9, reaching out for the try. Arthur King. Eventually, the damn wall breaks, and Boland Damas are the first to score. To be fair, they were hammering the door down, and a clever piece of play from Felicia Jacobs, one of the Springboks in this Boland side, pops one over the top, and it's a try for Boland Damas. They have the first points of the match. And of course, typically, as the team scores a try in the corner, 14 players go wheeling away, celebrating and high-fiving each other, and they leave one player with a serious challenge on her hands. A kick from the corner in blustery conditions. You can see in the background all of that promotional material being blown in various directions, depending on the blustering of the wind and the swirling here within Boland Park. And now there's a countdown on this kick as well. Under time pressure. Nonkasana lines it up. Good direction, falling far short of the posts in the end, so not a 7-pointer, only the 5 for the Boland Damas, but they've started off on the right foot. That much is for sure. As for the Free State Cheetah Queens, they've had one real moment in possession and they looked immediately dangerous. Let's see how it plays out here today in Wellington. I always have to make sure to mention that we are in spectacular surrounds here in the Boland. There in the background, multiple mountain ranges all around. It is Wineland. It's a wonderful place to holiday as well.
Thank you so much.
And then the coast is only about an hour away. So many beautiful small towns in this area. Returning to the field now. Player that went down for the Free State Cheetah Queens, Marlene Adams, the vice captain, back onto the field, and heading off is Bontle Moroke. It's up, it's away, and we are back underway. Well taken in the end by Ropa Maja. Looked like she might spill it for a second. Then she almost beat 2 tackles, brought down by Bernice Strydom, who doesn't miss many. The error comes from the Boland Dames, and this is a big, big chance for the Cheetah Queens to show their teeth.
Remember the space. Crouch. Bind. Steady, steady. Set. Yeah. So there's no stability from both sides. I will reset. Okay. You need
From
to
the
wait for
moment.
ball to come in before you can push. Is that clear?
From the moment of the
Work hard
hit,
on your stability forwards.
you could see the Boland Dames just easing their way forward there, so therefore no stability on the hit. Will set again.
Keep that space. Bind. Steady, steady. Okay. Now she stood up there. Is it all good that side? Okay, I'm happy with their space. They are not axle loading, they're not closing that gap. No, you need to bind on the side of the jersey. Okay, let's go.
Very politely put by Yola Lumko.
Crouch.
She allowed to bind here. Very aggressive posture from Anita Tom.
Steady. Set.
It is a tight head props job to strike fear. Just look how she gets sandwiched in immediately, though. Great technique from Yola Lumko. Now Free State have a chance to play, but they immediately choke it up. Advantage being played. That was a really punishing hit that was put in. Acesa Hele. She loves to pump the legs after contact, and it is effective 9.5 times out of 10 on average. Boland Dames flooding forward now. Tagariro taking them on, and the passes are finding their mark. Varushka Grain keeps it alive, and Jacobs does just the same on the outside. Kabuika brought down on the opposition's 22, and just like that, the Dames are back on attack. Nonkasana moving it towards the midfield. Here is the bustling, hard-running Sonamzi making up for lost time. Jacobs. Nonkasana. Hele. With some space to work with, and that's dangerous. Hele. Put on her back. Big hit from the captain, Makoele.
Advantage.
Hele goes again. Tom's going to have to hold on here. Hele complaining perhaps that Tom was not back in an onside position. That challenge at the breakdown is brilliant from Ndabeni. The second one not so good. Now the tap and go comes from, well, that's not great from Anita Tom. Jacobs crunched to ground, uncomfortably so. And the Dames are on the attack. Valentine looking to score on her 50th. The error comes. Wow.
Time's off. Cheetahs, captain. Okay. So our discipline needs to improve in this area. She's not 10 meters playing the ball, and then we're playing the 9. Please have a chat and up the discipline. You have our option, captain. So not 10 meters, or back there for the breakdown playing the 9. So they will pretty much be where we are now. You good, captain? Right, time back on. Just wait.
A moment to catch our collective breath.
10 meters. Right there.
Angie Bezuidenhout blows the whistle to get us back underway. The sun is shining here in Wellington today. What a wonderful way to start your Saturday afternoon. Hele trundles into contact, then positions herself to initiate an impromptu rolling maul. The formation thereof is imperfect. The Boland Dames are therefore struck onto the back foot. Anita Tom puts them further onto that foot. What a drive that is from the Boland Dames, the kind of momentum that the tight forwards can capitalize on close to a ruck with their physicality. The Boland Dames pick and go again. Fading to black momentarily with a back in full effect now and back in full color. And the Dames
Nope, never lost it. Still got control.
pick and go after pick and go, inching towards the line. Now they change direction. That was an honest attempt at an interception.
Nothing cynical. Just a knock-on from your player.
Putting her whole body in position to catch that one. She'll be frustrated in the end that she didn't, will Owami Mohuli.
Yes. Okay, she's still okay, yes, Mark. It's fine. If there's dominance and they go forward and then they may earn the turn. We'll check that. But it needs to be from both sides. Okay, excited. This elbow needs to be up. Support your own body weight. Stay square. Same on your side. Elbow up.
Yes, ma'am.
Keep those feet straight. Crouch. Bind. Steady. Set.
Jacobs feeds the scrum. Hele controlling at the back. Jacobs wants to get it free to Nonkasana. She's got options now. Grain cutting back in. 2 beaten. Down she goes. 5 meters out and less indeed. The Boland Dames on the brink of it now. Nonkasana keeps it moving. What a pickup. Great hands from Chloe Adams. She creates the gap on the outside. That's how you get it done. Boland Park can celebrate a second try. Oh, it is brilliant stuff. Engaging rugby. Oh, keep your eyes locked on the screen, playing stuff like that to kick off their season. The best is yet to come. Boland Dames have scored 2 in the first half here on home turf. The second going to Tereska Kabuika. So here's how it went down. Nonkasana, look at this pickup from Chloe Adams on the fly, keeping her eyes on the defenders and moving the ball wide. Beating her opposite number, Tereska Kabuika, really giving Snem Gleche no chance of getting there. The former Proteas netball player on the left wing for the Free State Cheetah Queens left with no hope.
10 seconds.
The debutante, Zintle Nonkasana. Nonkasana doesn't raise the flags. Good connection there. She had the distance, did not have the direction. So it's 10 points to 0. The Boland Dames lead over the Free State Cheetah Queens here in round 1 of the Pick and Pay Women's Super League. So good to see the growth of the women's game here in South Africa, including, of course, and importantly, the headline sponsorship of Pick and Pay and the association of Vodacom as well to this competition, the kind of funding that is needed to drive this kind of rugby forward and to expand the women's game in the country. An injury will not keep the supporters from coming to see the action unfold. So, Boland Dames 2 tries to the good. The Free State Cheetah Queens not afraid to take their time to get to the halfway line to get play back underway. Clearly trying to control the pace of this game and perhaps looking forward to that wind advantage in the second half. Bernice Stradom is my kind of player. She is out there taking names. Anita Tom drops her body. And now the Boland Dames under pressure. So Namzi has the step in at halfback and clear. And that's a desperate kick. The bounce is going to be kind here. And the counter on for Anelka Hess, who's hunted down and hunted well by Arthea King. Scrum Boland Dames. Defensive pressure makes a difference. Arthea King did not let the bad kick go unchased. And as they say, a kick is only as good as its chase. Arthea King chased it down, put the pressure on, forced the error. Oh boy, that hit was uncompromising from Anita Tom.
Just wait, time's off.
So just down getting some treatment after that massive contact.
Are you fine?
It's the big number 3.
Time back on.
What a player. Not short on high quality props are the Springbok women.
We're going to have to work harder on
There's a
our
lot of good
and our elbows
competition.
need to be up and we need to be steady. No movement, stability. Keep that feet straight.
Prop replacements for Free State. Nelly Skosana at loosehead and Goitzione, Fox and Chair. Number 18. Ready to come on in the tight head. Should Anita Tom have further problems? It's a free kick, and Jacobs took it. Not from the back of the scrum. All the same, we play on Nonka Sana. Offloads and contact does well. She keeps her wits about her and keeps the play alive. Away it goes. Here comes Valentine. How effective has she been? Putting her opposite number on the floor. And Boland Damas, they do not have numbers out wide. They do have plenty of punch to make holes in the midfield. So Namzi in the thick of it again.
No clear release. Whoa. So no clear release.
Penalty, Boland Damas. Just not allowing the opportunity for the ball carrier to place the ball. And the pressure remains on the Free State Cheetah Queens, but that kick's not going to make touch. Anticipating it well, just about holding on. Anelka Hess, the Boland Damas, putting the pressure on all the same. So that's going to be a big frustration for the Free State Cheetahs. But can they create the maul? They can. And now it will be the Boland Damas that brought this ball into the maul situation. So it should be a scrum feed to Free State, but they couldn't keep the ball up off the ground. And now the Boland Damas have a chance to strike. Maja gets to ground. Good contest on the ground, slowing up the ball. Hele occupying defenders. Did she put it down and pick it up? Angie Bezuidenhout considered it and said yes. Anita Tom comes in to shut the door. Jacobs clears it away. Maja on a hard line. She takes a hard hit. The Free State Cheetah Queens have come to play, but there's space on the outside. And eventually, Chloe Adams gets in the corner. But many players paid the price for that try. Some of the Boland gentlemen in attendance to see their women flying here in round one. Look at that over there. 3 women spare on the outside. The try converted. Wow, they have a dangerous backline to Boland Damas. It bodes well for the rest of the season. And of course, they are looking forward to welcoming back Michaela Samboya from injury. She had a knee surgery in December of last year, and already now in February, she's getting ready to make a return, allegedly. She might even be available for a match in 3 weeks against the Bulls. Kicking technique, not of the first choice kicker, that much is clear. It goes wide from Rufaru Tagariro, and she'll have to spend some time in the week taking some pot shots. But for the moment, it remains 15-0 to Boland Damas. So that blustery wind really clearly predominantly blowing towards the corner in which this try was scored. Chloe Adams getting over the line in the end. Anita Tom still getting treatment for the Free State Cheetah Queens. She definitely won't want to leave the field. No question from Captain Kamogelo Makoele and her prop partner. Will she continue? Yes, she will continue. It looked like Marlene Adams was consulted with. She's the vice captain of the team. The player who is now wearing the 26 on her back. And Anita Tom is up and at 'em and making her way back to the halfway line.
Okay, let's go.
She's put in some big hits already today. She can get around the field also. At scrum time, going to have to work on that technique to get the kind of dominance that the power that she possesses deserves as a reward. Boland Damas straight back onto the front foot and running the ball as is their want. The pass from Sanamzi ending up in some untidy work and an advantage to Free State. Can they capitalize this time on the field position presented to them by Boland Damas? Now another player down for the Cheetah Queens. Tom back into the action. Not just effective on defense, but attack as well. Sucking in those defenders. But now Free State have another player down, needing treatment. So they have 14 against 15 effectively now. But a big overlap on the outside. They had to send it wide there. They had 2 spare at least. Now it still might be on. It's going to be a tighter finish. If it is, in the corner, absolutely brilliant athleticism from Snare Mdleche. That's what they can do. Presented with the chance. They could have got it wider earlier. In the end, it didn't matter. The finish came from Mdletshe. She saw some space in front of her, and just look at her turn of speed. A professional athlete in 2 codes, a Protea netball player, and a Free State cheetah queen on the wing. Free State strike back.
Seconds.
With the clock ticking down, the conversion attempt is unsuccessful. The Free State Cheetah Queens remain with the 5 points. Disappointing to miss that conversion. Would have brought them within 8. And after the way the match has gone thus far, to be within 2 scores. And a converted try plus a penalty, or just a try and a penalty to draw level, that would have been quite a reward. Coming onto the field.
Okay, you need to confirm that with your coach. I cannot tell your coach what to do. Just confirm with the replacement, because they brought her on now. 17.
Wow.
So we want to know, is it tactical? Tactical. Yeah, tactical replacement. Yes, yes.
Unwilling to leave the field. That's a real captain.
Medics.
A natural reaction to being taken from the field. Kamogelo Makoele. No, I don't want to go off the field, but just look at the condition she's in, limping her way off. In spite of that pain, she wanted to play on for her team, but she'll make her way off the field. Coach Ashen Klein deeming it was a tactical change. The captain accepted it. She's off the field. On to replace her, Nelly Scorsana. On we go. Free State on the board. It's 15 points to 5. The Boland Damas, they've made their pressure pay. They've scored the tries. They've got 3 to their name, but all the same, they've left the door slightly ajar for a Free State comeback. There's a strong carry from the fresh legs of Scorsana, slightly isolated just for a moment. Carried on well by Motlomelo. Monique Riens gets it away to the vice-captain, surely made captain now, Marlene Adams. Giving away plenty of penalties at a steady drip of the Boland Damas, which is allowing Free State to plan their way of moving upfield and control the pace of play that Boland Damas are trying to impose on them. Some deception, forcing a player to get up on the line, and before changing direction from Anelka Hess, Chloe Adams came up onto the left wing to guard that touchline. Because in these conditions, it's especially difficult to reach the touchline from penalties that happen in the center of the field. And as we saw earlier in this match, when touch is missed, it can create a truly dangerous situation. Especially if you are ready for that error from your opposition team and you have some players in position to capitalize on the space that might exist on the wing. Oh, very well taken in. Very well measured feed to the line out as well. Motlomelo wins the possession for Free State. And that is a great run from Bennett. Now the recycle is needed quickly. Riens has to consider left and right and sends it to Anita Tom, who crosses the gain line aggressively. Riens eventually gets that one free and sends it to Joanine Jacobs in the 10. Anelka Hess, the player with the kicking responsibilities for the Cheetah Queens, goes to ground. They'll be on the halfway line, but finding progress hard to come by now. Bernice Stradom, isolated. Ball turned over by the Boland Damas. No one home for the Free State Cheetah Queens at the back. The kick over the top would devastate them. Still no one dropping back for Free State. Now the pick and go comes from Boland Damas. The ball protected by the accomplished number 8, Cesar Hele. Still nobody in position to cover the kick over the top right now for Free State. They are living dangerously. Now that's offside. Just got a bit hasty there, did Marlene Adams.
26. Awesome.
Peeled out of the first rack, was heading back to be a part of the next. The break came and temptation was too much to resist. Great touch finder, Nonkosana, using that wind to her advantage as well.
Yeah. Hello. Cheetahs. We need to open up. I give you the mark. Please respect the mark. Same in your side. Don't close the gap.
Eager to get involved and take part. Goitsione Fox and Chair.
Receiver, you need to be 2 meters. 2 meters.
Having seen her replacement prop partner make her way onto the field.
Time
And
back on.
Anita Tom, she is emptying the tank right now, the big tight head prop for Free State. Line out feed to Boland. Thomas trick play. Caesar Cesar Hele. Oh, yeah! Now you know the season started. Hele skittling players out of the way. Oh, that is what she is known for all around the world. And a play written up perfectly to see her charging down the wing. Brilliant tackle in the end, let's be fair, from Mohuri. Put her body on the line. And in the end, no points were scored on the back of it, but a message was sent unequivocally.
That's it. That's it.
Now the Boland Damas load and load again. Anita Tom making those players pay for thinking they can prosper in the tight channels. Hele in the back line, brought down well. More great defending from the Free State Cheetah Queens. The turnover from Bernice Straydom and a chance, just a sliver of a chance to break from their own try line. But now it's gone crazy, and over her own try line goes Monique Riens. So the desperation to get a prosperous break has resulted in continued pressure from the Boland Damas. But that being said, a scrambled kick into the wind could be just as chaotic. So perhaps a grubber upfield on the back of a turnover might get your opposition turning their backs and relieve you from being pressured on the 5-meter line and inside the 22 for so much of this first half. We will have to keep a close eye on how Free State manage the wind in the second. Can they camp out in Boland's half in the second half? Or will Boland turn up their running game?
Bind. Set. Steady.
Felicia Jacobs feeds the scrum. Good, strong one from the Boland Damas as well. Getting straight progress, not wheeling away, and the penalty advantage comes as a result from referee Bezuidenhout. And now there's danger on the outside. Tagariro gets it free anyhow, anyway. Chloe Adams sends it wide. Aretha King flattened on the outside.
So we do have it. So it's not going to be a try, but we're coming back for penalty.
You heard it from referee Bezuidenhout. Stopped short of the line. Relentless defense from Free State. And Angie Bezuidenhout is being forced to keep pace.
Not straight.
Here she comes! Oh, she won't be stopped. Clever play from Felicia Jacobs. She gave them all the time in the world to set up their defense. Referee Bezuidenhout ran across the field. Jacobs waited, still saw the opportunity there. When the whistle blew, she tapped, she went, she scored. She's a Springbok, and it shows. In the end, being marked by a replacement front ranker, Nelly Scorsana, the Free State Cheetah Queens just didn't get back into position fast enough, and they've conceded a cheap try on the back of it. It's 20 points to 5. Free State still in this one, but the Damas scored their 4th try, a crucial one at that, of course, and need to make sure they climb up that log as quickly as possible. The competition that they have on their hands, and this being a one-round competition as well. You cannot afford an ill result. You cannot afford to leave any points out there and not on the table. Nonkosana! She gets it right this time. Great kick from the Boland Damas. Number 10. They get 7 more points to their tally and they lead 22-5. So here's how it went down. An option on the outside, committing that outside defender. Eventually, she just had to pull the trigger and abandoned it. Sinem Tleche, she went outside to mark up Valentine, who probably also would have scored from that distance out. And you see Valentine just took a really awkward hit on her ankle after she didn't receive that ball. Just one of those rugby incidents. Could have happened anywhere, but just jarred it ever so slightly and has produced some discomfort for the impressive number 2 on her 50th cap. Incidentally, it turns out that the milestone for Bernice Strydom, why she ran out onto the field ahead of her Free State teammates, it is her 80th cap, the big number 7, who's enjoyed a great first half thus far. Her defensive efforts have been standout. Oh, another great take from Boland. Retreating and under pressure. Tagarito takes it in and gets the perfect pass away. Anita Tom is taking names. She is the real deal. Boland Damas in between their 22 and 10 meter line will look to clear. Less than 3 minutes to play in the half. Jacobs pops one over the top. Perfectly measured, even in the wind. And the step into touch wins the line out for the Boland Damas. And there'll be a big smile on the head coach Thomas Charles's face right now because his scrum half has just executed that box kick to perfection. Hugging the touchline, forcing the error, winning possession back. It's textbook. Excellent line out from Boland Damas. They set that rolling maul again. Free State have struggled to absorb the pressure. They've got a couple of players standing on the outside of it now. A few more must commit, and that's the aim of the rolling maul. To drag in those defenders and create opportunities on the outside potentially as a result. Now they have the chance to capitalize on those opportunities created. Jacobs gets it away. Onaka Jita carries it forward. They continue hunting the ball on the ground and slowing the recycle for Boland Damas to Free State. Ropa Maja next to carry forward for the Damas. Valentine dummies inside. Carries into contact. Brought down by Michaela Chante Bennett. Jacobs gets it away. On the fly is Lumko, who is sandwiched. There is some serious physicality out there in round 1 of this Pick and Pay Women's Super League. Another phase for Boland Damas. Good contest this, but the Free State Cheetah Queens just need to find a way to keep the scoreboard ticking over and stay in the contest. The second half beckons. 17 points separate the sides. Great counter ruck from the Free State Cheetah Queens, but the advantage from the knock-on came from their hands. And the Boland Damas will continue moving forward. The advantage. The Queens continue making their tackles, but the hands of the Boland Damas are creating those opportunities so often out there on the left wing. Head down, power forward from Arthur King. Jacobs clears, another strong run from Onaka Jita. The lungs surely burning for both sides, but especially so for this Free State side asked to make tackle after tackle. Eventually, the error comes from Sonamzi, running into the back of referee Bezuidenhout.
Okay, so she did make contact with me, so it will be a scrum.
Oh, it's breathless stuff out there. It's breathless stuff in here, to be fair, covering this match. Never mind the pace that's being played out on the field. Players and referee alike struggling to keep up.
She ran into me, so we can't allow play. Yes. Okay. Yep. Okay, so I'll check for that. Okay. Okay, so we need to make it consistent on both sides. I need to see stability, elbows up from the loose head and the tight head, and they need to stay straight, meaning square. I will check for both sides. Thanks. Is that good? Okay, just wait. Yeah, time's still off.
Couple of players getting treatment there. Michaela Chan. He's been in the wars in this first half, that's for sure. Couple of Wellingtonians. Wonderful town this is here in the Boland, surrounded by a number of amazing places for one to live one's life out here and pop down to the West Coast at will. These players quite fortunate, really. The sun is shining. It's a warm day, no doubt. Hot by some people's standards. 27 degrees of Cape Town return to usual form. It pops up to 36, 39, 35, 34, 34, 33 over the course of the next week.
Time back on.
So the summer has not ended.
Okay, ladies, listen. There needs to be stability after each call. I need to see hip connection, so that means don't break away. And I need to see 6 shoulders. Support your own body weight and elbows up and stay square. Same with the break foot. Listen to the call. Crouch. Bind. Keep it steady. Sit.
Just for a moment, referee Bezuidenhout speaking the foreign language of front ranker.
Use 9.
Difficult scrum this one for Boland Damas. Heading backwards, Jacobs clears. Nonkasana, it's the switch play with the impactful Tagariro, who's been running hard all day. Quick recycle. Chance on the outside has been snatched away by a rapid woman. Sanlam Boland pinning her ears back. She is being hunted down by Tereska Kwabuika. What a tackle. What a play. And now the chance to move back upfield falls to Tagariro. She turns to the boot, giving a chance to Free State to strike back. But the pace of Kwabuika was on full display there. Sanlam Boland is rapid, and she was hunted down so quickly. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, and she was eaten alive by the left wing, Tereska Kwabuika. What a play to close out this first half. Let's drink it in again. Sikoliwe, Snare Mdleche. She looked like she was in for all money. Look at the form of Tereska Kwabuika chasing her back. That is delightful stuff. Athleticism on full display, and this season is underway in the Pick and Pay Women's Super League. Round 1 action from Boland Park here in Wellington. Boland Damas lead 22-5. Plenty more action to come in the second half. The sun continues to shine in Wellington on this beautiful Valentine's Day, and what better way to spend it than with your love for rugby. Here are the highlights from the first half of the final match of round 1 of the Pick and Pay Women's Super League. A try scored there in the corner, Arthur King reaching over. That corner was pilfered a couple of times by Boland Damas, peppering tries in the corner while the Free State Cheetah Queens tried to resist the onslaught that came wave after wave and may have been assisted by a decent old breeze blowing downfield. For the moment, the wind has dipped, may pick up again. It blusters and swirls ever so slightly around the stadium, but should the Free State Cheetah Queens be able to turn it to their advantage, they might just turn this scoreline around. Unlikely though it may be, they were trampled last season by this very same team on their own home turf, so they've done well in the first half to change that result ever so slightly by keeping themselves in the hunt. Let's see if they've got the puff to stay there in the second half. That is the question. As for Boland Damas, looking solid in their first half of this season. So often have they finished losers in the semi-final over the last few years, and looking to go at least one better and perhaps get one over the Bulls Daisies. Unlikely though it may be, the Bulls Daisies starting with 100 points in round 1 of this season's competition, having won 3 trophies back-to-back. And we are back underway with an uninspiring kick from Anelka Hess. And then the Free State Cheetah Queens choosing not to play the ball, almost creating a dangerous situation for themselves in the process as well. When you slow down like that, you create the chance for your opposition to pounce on possession, increase the speed, and catch your defensive line in a non-existent state and score a surprise try.
Okay. So we need to maintain our height. So it needs to be ear to ear. And I need to see 6 shoulders and a hip connection. Please support your own body weight. And wait for the ball to come in before you scrum. There needs to be stability. Elbows up. Break foots. Remember, you need to dominate forward before you earn the turn. Crouch. Keep it like that. Bind. Steady. Set.
Angie Bezuidenhout calls the scrum, and the Boland Damas feast. No penalty advantage on the back of that one. Perfectly timed inside ball to the hard-running Tagariro. Dragged down in the continually impressive defense of the Free State side. Hele threatened on a couple of occasions in the first half, but also you can see just keeping her powder dry. She knows what a threat she is. Sometimes you can use that threat to your team's advantage without actually unleashing your most vicious weapon. Here come the Boland Damas again, building up some phases here. Yola Lumko sets the ruck. Jacobs looks left and heads that direction. Nonkasana with a tough ball for Hele to handle, standing as she received it, and the turnover is brilliantly executed. Looked like Bernice straight on, getting it on the ball. There's just that half chance now for Free State to break. Liver shot for Makuele. In fact, it wasn't. The captain's off the field for Free State, so on they go here. Cutting back in field is Mtleche. Riens. A chance for Free State. A rare chance with ball in hand. Ndabeni carries forward, creates the ruck. Slow recycle for Free State. Defensive line well set for Boland Damas. Bernice straight on receives. It's a forward pass. Just not in flow state when they're in attack. On defense, they're really getting the job done. No lack of dedication and commitment from the ladies in orange and white, but certainly they are struggling to connect on the attacking front and create some flowing threats to the defense of Boland Damas. They've got the weapons, no question about that, but also Boland Damas showing the defensive wares to be excellent there in the first half. Just when there was the chance of that intercept try from Mtleche, she was spectacularly chased down by Kabuika, her opposite number, to close out half number 1 here in Wellington. So out of possession again, the Free State Cheetah Queens. They're going to have to stop the Boland Damas from playing, which has proven difficult. Nonkasana looking for that last second pass. This time it does not stick. Rufaru Tagariro is being trusted in the tight places. The number 12 for the Boland Damas carries that crash ball in to the most dangerous of areas. She'll take the ball at the last second, absorb the cold shoulders, set the ruck, and set up the next phase, which is when the Boland Damas have begun to compromise this Free State Cheetah Queens defense on more than one occasion this afternoon. Once they are able to recycle quickly and set up one or two phases on a bang-bang fashion, then the Free State women find themselves on the back foot, and eventually the overlap is created, also using the attraction of a Cesar Hele in some of those phases to make sure that the Free State defense is not able to fan all the way across the field and cover all dangerous areas. Some really quality players in this Boland Damas side, especially so in the back line, including Varushka Grain, who is yet to be unleashed. She can play on the wing as well as in the outside centre where she's playing today, can fill in at fullback as well. She is multi-talented and multifaceted, which is why she has Springbok caps to her name also. But the secret weapon, of course, is Michaela Samboya, who was part of that oh-so-impressive Springbok women's side that did so well at the Women's World Cup in England just last year. She's injured and will be back in about 3 weeks. So she will be a big part of whatever it is that the Boland Damas are to achieve this season. The feed comes from Riens. Rare chance now for Free State to launch an attack, and immediately the errors come. They're on the back foot, and just about evading that tackle was Pampiri. Pampiri pops one over the top now. A breeze at her back. Perfectly executed kick. End over end. Rolling away from the retreating Boland Damas players. Chloe Adams kills them off with a brilliant step. Oh, she is having a shining debut in the number 15 jersey. Chloe Adams chasing her own kick. Makes the tackle. And now, Free State in a dangerous area of the field, but Sinem Fletcher almost got them out of it single-handedly, attracting the defenders. If they'd been able to hold on to that pass, they might have had a chance to break. So behind their own 10-meter line, they'll start again. So much has happened since they set that scrum. Good strong carry from Anita Tom. She is lighting it up in Wellington today. Jumping that defensive line, Maxine and Valentine living on the edge of offside. No call this time around. And a couple of phases for Free State. And can they increase the pace of the recycle is the question. The carry into contact, that time from Skosana. Benistra Adams sends it, and another knock-on comes from Free State in the midfield. Header with ball in hand. There might just be a chance to capitalize here. The scramble D from Free State, good enough to shut out the danger, and Kosana crumpled to ground.
No.
Felicia Jacobs gets it free, sends it to Masuku. The error this time comes from Damas. And now Free State have a chance to turn over and perhaps ignite something to increase the speed of recycle, but they can't. They're getting caught out at the breakdown as well, especially when they are carrying into contact. They break away from their friends and from their teammates, and they struggle to keep the pace and get there in time to clear the ruck, creating that fast recycle ball, which Damas have been so proficient at throughout this match. It's creating an advantage for the home team, and that missed kick to touch is not going to help matters. Nonkasana taking it in, and now Damas will start their attack from deep. Weaving away from the players is Tandi Masuku. Almost to the point from which the penalty was kicked by Free State Cheetah Queens. They break the law at the breakdown. Bernie Stradom is the culprit this time around, and the Boland Damas have a chance themselves to move upfield. No. That 17-point lead for the Boland Damas remains intact. The Free State Cheetah Queens continue to show signs of having the potential to strike back here. One try would change the whole outlook.
Time's off. Just wait, ladies.
To get a 7-pointer, make it a 10-point game, and then get the Damas sweating here on home turf. Use that win to your advantage. Of course, it also requires the opportunity to allow your kicking players to have the time and space to launch kicks downfield, send them high, get that wind to get at their backs and carry the ball downfield while you have a good chase coming on from your wings as well. Now, there's no question that the Cheetah Queens have the potential on their two wings for good kick chases. So if the kicks are well measured, the likes of Owami Mohuli and Sikoliwe Snare Mdleche will certainly put pressure on those receiving it. The other thing we've seen evidence of is that Chloe Adams, on debut, is brilliantly talented and is going to fit in very well to this Boland Damas side. And we are yet to see what those women have to offer coming off the bench to provide some punch to this Boland Damas side and see them over the line as they look for victory number 1 in round number 1 of the Pick and Pay Women's Super League. Newly named this year after the Women's Premier Division was won for the 3rd time in a row by the Bulls Daisies. That's not the reason they renamed it, of course, just a fresh start for the women's game in this country as we continue to restructure and build some better scaffolding for the rising talents that we have in this country and one of the fastest rising sports anywhere in the world. Great steal at line-out time there by Free State, and now they are starting on the front foot. Some initiative shown by their big number 8, Bennett. She loses control on the ground, though. It comes flying loose. And as a result, Boland Damas able to get their hands back on the ball. Just can't do 2 or 3 things right in succession, can Free State here today. And as a result, they are stuttering themselves in this match. That is a big, strong hit coming from an offside position. The tap and go comes after the infringement from Peter Sir. Felicia Jacobs gets brought down by a player that had not retreated the full 10 meters. Oh, she is fit, Jacobs. Up again and ready to go.
No. Just a warning. Just wait. Okay. Okay, Captain. This is your warning now. Your players need to retreat 10 meters. They can't play here. Please up your discipline or someone's going to the bin.
You heard it loud and clear.
Sign back on.
So what a run this was. Everything going well until she anticipated a different kind of contact and was judo thrown to the ground by Rufaru Tagariro.
Okay, you can kick.
She went to ground so hard it disrupted possession for Michaela Chante Bennett. So here comes the Boland Bomb Squad, or 3 of them at least, coming onto the field at once to provide some impact. The changes coming up front. Keisha Stierman makes her way onto the field, as well as Zina Swart and Nompumelelo Mate on in yellow jerseys. So our 50th cap, Maxine Valentine, off the field to enjoy the rest of her Valentine's Day. Great contest from Free State, this time unsuccessful in snatching it away. And Boland Damas have a chance to really roll this more forward, with Free State having committed players to sending that contester up in the air. The penalty advantage comes as a result of a sack, and Hannah has a chance to dance through the first tackle. Down to ground she goes. She's put the Boland Damas firmly on the front foot, though. Jacobs gets it away. Playing another advantage now. There's possibility of a card coming out here for Free State. Boland Damas bundle their way towards the line. They're over, but can they get it down? They cannot. Now there's trouble. She's found the cards. She's shown the card, and off goes the captain. Great frustration. She's got to keep that pent up inside. So they've lost 2 captains today of the Free State Cheetah Queens. Kamogelo Makowele getting tactically replaced by head coach Ashen Klein in the first half. And now their vice captain has been sent from the field for a yellow card. Marlene Adams. Left the field for some treatment to blood as a result of contact in the first half, leaving the field for a yellow card in the second, and leaving a team in the lurch. Boland Damas capitalize on the missing numbers. There's another try for the home team. Butle Sonamzi rising up last for Boland Damas to claim the try. The Cheetah Queen resistance melting away. And incidentally, it's the player that was also involved in the head clash that resulted in Marlene Adams leaving the field, that scores the try. Butle Sonamzi. Head wrapped up. She might just have wrapped up this match for Boland Damas, putting that distance between Boland Damas and Free State, being the first team to score in the second half. It does not augur well for the women in orange and white. Now, this is going to be about as challenging as the kick will get for the Boland Damas number 10 today. Zintle Nonkasana, another debutant. Nonkasana making it look easy. A dip in the wind, and she strikes it straight through. So a good second half thus far for Boland Damas. Didn't start off like a house on fire, but they've quelled the resistance of the Free State Cheetah Queens. And they score first in the second half through their flank. The Free State Cheetahs have never rushed themselves to the halfway line in this match. Certainly must be a tactical decision, knowing that this Boland Damas side loves to run the ball, loves to play it fast and loose, trying to change the pace of the match, but failing to achieve that up till now. Let's see if... What is that? Oh my gosh.
Just wait, guys. Don't touch her. No, you can get the ball.
And you can only hope it's cramp and not something any more serious than that. The way that she's crying out, you just really, really hope it's not an Achilles by any chance. Don't even want to say that so as to jinx it. Wow, she's in a lot of pain. It's Anelka Hess that's gone down for the Free State Cheetah Queens. And she's crying out in pain. So it wouldn't appear from the way that the medic is stretching it that it's anything more than a cramp then. If it was something serious in terms of muscular injury, which one presumes that it is, unless if a bone were to just give out at that random time. And if it is muscular, then the way that the medics are moving the muscles would indicate that it's something that they think is manageable.
Will we stop it? Okay.
There's almost no question that she'll be subbed after that. Anelka Hess represented South Africa at the under-20 level, rises back to her feet. And in round one of the competition, starting out your rugby year,
Okay, let's go. Time back on.
cramp is not uncommon. And I was completely incorrect. She will soldier on. Had no thought of leaving the field, just ran further back to continue taking part in the play. Now let's see if she can be tested, because she is clearly compromised. Now, this is one of the stars on the field here today, Tagariro. Not just is she physically imposing, athletically impressive, she's got a great rugby head on her shoulders as well. Now, that's the kind of pace that I'm talking about. Felicia Jacobs looking to tap and go, looking to keep the tempo high at all times. Free State trying to stop the Boland Damas from accelerating like this time and again, but they are struggling. Running out of numbers here to the right. Managing that space well, Chloe Adams. No more space on the blind for Varushka Grain. She picks and goes, buys some time. They set the ruck. They've got an extra woman on the field and numbers galore. Out to the left, hard running. Straight into it is the captain back on the field, Makoele in the number 1 jersey. Here come Boland Damas, breaking out of the tackle, Masuku, looking to power forward, brought down by Bernice Stradom in impressive fashion. She is a standout player. It's no wonder she's won 80 caps. 9 does use Monique Riens getting it away, and Free State will have to start from their own 22. Cesar Hele.
You were legal for lifting the ball, but I'm coming back for the scrum. Yeah, thank you.
Advantage was being played. Turnover was good, but we're going back.
Okay, Lisa, donkey. You still have your advantage.
And the wind is picked up
Remember the
again now.
stability, the space. Stay square. Ready? Crouch! You're too far, ladies. Break. Wait. No. So the setup is too far. You need to come a little bit closer. We can't have players rushing and heating. That's very dangerous. Okay, so just. Okay, let's go. Crouch! Just like that. Yeah, closer. Go down. Bind! Steady! Set!
Under pressure at scrum time, the Cheetah Queens. Just as they crumble, the whistle blows and they get sweet relief.
Back side going straight down. We're going to reset.
Not only has the wind picked back up, but I swear it has changed direction.
9.
Almost 180 degrees.
Please get out as fast as you can.
Billowing behind the posts of the Boland Damas now. The wind is blowing back upfield and is at their backs.
She can, if the scrum is on stage, she can feed it. Remember, the scrum is steady, and I say stage, she can feed. She doesn't need to wait.
You can see in the background on your screen the orange bib blowing from left to right.
Ladies, not too far. You guys, close.
It's truly a magical part of the world.
Crouch. Bind. Steady, steady. Set.
This time, Free State get it free, and they're going to look for some impactful running right off the bat, and of course some damage as well. Crying out in pain and going to ground, asking for some treatment is Nompumelelo Mate. And the Cheetah Queens trying to figure out how they're going to clear their lines. The play going dangerously close to Mate. Big, strong tackle executed on Motlomelo.
Advantage for the high tackle.
A high tackle called. Ndabeni
13.
brought to ground. Verushka Grain identified as the perpetrator. The Cheetah Queens looking to up the tempo now. They've got a number to the outside here. Can they work it? The grubber comes through in the end from Hess. Hess can't keep it in field. And Mdletshe just wanted it in her hands so she could run free. And you'd have to say it's hard to argue.
Yeah, it's fine. She's out.
Good play all the same from Free State, showing how dangerous they can be. Here's the high tackle from Verushka Grain.
Keep the mark. Captain! No. Just want to confirm with a player. Captain! Number 8. Is she going to continue to play or are they going to... I don't know. I'm just going to hear from them. Okay. This is one of our jumpers. In the light, yes, that's what I'm asking. I saw in the jersey, the number. I think she's going off. Looks like it. Just, guys, just wait. I just want to confirm. Wait. Time's still off. I just need to see because she's part of the line out. I just want to know if they're subbing her. Yeah, that's why I need to know if someone's subbing her.
So you've heard it all, just sorting out if she's being she
need a
is being
receiver.
replaced, by the way. Her arm is in a makeshift sling
Yeah.
made out of her jersey, always a bad sign
He's off.
for wanting to return to a rugby field. Mate, you can see she's not just the pain of the injury, it's the pain
That
of
one there is optional.
knowing
They
that
don't
you're
want one, they
going to have
just
to
need
take
one.
time out the game. It's the last thing any true player wants to do. Mate off the bench today. She might see some time away from the game as a result of that injury.
Okay. How many are you? 5. They 5. Yes, there's not more than them. Right, time back on.
Still down to 14 women, Free State, as their vice-captain come captain since Makawela left the field, but she's back on now. Boland Damas have the ball. Here's Aseza Hele. You give her a sniff, and she will destroy you. Nobody at home at the back for Free State. A kick over the top would be dangerous, and finally it comes. Turning to go and fetch that one is Mohuli, and she is quick. It bounces into touch safely in the end. Line out Free State, slowly making their way there.
Keep it open.
Has to have been a tiring afternoon for this Free State side.
Don't close this gap. Keep it open.
Showing better signs here in round one than they showed through most of the tournament last season when it really was a tough one for them.
Keep going.
Finishing in 6th of 8 teams.
Don't close the gap.
While Boland Damas spent most of the season in
let's
2nd,
go,
finished
let's
in
go.
3rd,
One
took
more
on
time.
Western Province in the semi-final at City Park. Went down, Western Province went to the final where they lost to the Bulls Daisies. That one away, and how can they capitalize here? Hele gets the ball after her teammate paid the price, and now look at the clear out at ruck time from the Damas. They are there in support of their teammates far faster than the Free State women have been there today, and it's made a big difference. Chloe Adams desperately trying to claw that ball back under her control. Sanlam Boland able to pick up the piece right now, and we're going back for that scrum. That'll be a frustration. Not even sure if the Free State side can capitalize on the wind now, at times seemingly blowing across field, sometimes upfield. It can't be trusted. You've got to keep ball in hand, and you can see Sanlam Boland is desperate to do just that, just not getting those opportunities to do so. Looks like the cramp was starting in the midst of the ruck there as the number 9, Monique Riens, was trying to protect the ball.
So, if we can move it to the side so I can continue, please. It's just a scram. Correct knock on from? Thank you. Oh, they will let us know. Yellow card? 1 minute. Cheetahs, is iemand op? Time is off.
Such of confusion.
Yep, time's on go. We go with my time.
So the replacement
Time is off,
scrum
time
half
is off.
for the Free State Cheetah
Remember?
Queens, not
We go with
quite
my
ready
time.
to come straight onto the field.
Time back on. Let's go. Yes, Mark?
Now,
Oh, guys,
interestingly, Joanine Jacobs has come onto the field.
can we wipe that or can we move it to the side?
Number 10 jersey on her back to play
Okay.
at halfback.
Cancel.
Going down to get some more treatment is Buchles Onamzi, and you heard the frustration of referee Bezuidenhout. It's on her to make sure that things keep moving in the right direction, and the timing of Sonamzi taking a knee to get some blood treatment after already having delayed for scrum half replacement.
I will never rush your doctor or your medic for doing the. I'm not a doctor, like I said, so let them do their job.
That's right, and referee Bezuidenhout knows well it's not up to her to rush anybody who's getting some serious medical treatment on a field, and in so doing risk their well-being. And the meantime, the minute has gone by apparently, and a sneaky return to the field for Marlene Adams.
Okay, let's go, ladies.
That's one way to manage the sin bin, although it was a Boland Damas player, of course, that went down. So back to their full complement of 15.
Remember, it needs to be fed in the tunnel.
On the field as well for Free State, on the left wing, Aisha Kamara.
Bind.
At scrum off, Janine Jacobs waiting to feed.
Okay, let's go. Ready? Crouch. Bind. Keep it steady. Sit.
Strong hit in the end. A lot of frustration pent up as they waited to set that scrum, and Free State get the upper hand for once. Clear from the base. Ha! Trick plays. Harlem Globetrotter Rugby. Letting it fall onto her shoulder, bringing it back under her control was Shannon Peterson. And the Free State women continue to struggle to connect from structured play. The ball bouncing loose. Somehow they managed to hold on to possession, and now they'll start heading in the opposite direction. Their players desperately struggling to drag themselves back into position. Never mind running from depth and onto the ball, creating danger in their backline. That's a nice switch play. And surprise, surprise, it's Anita Tom putting them back onto the front foot. Good quick recycle. This is how you create opportunities. An upright tackle from Ropa Madja results in a penalty.
We need to keep our tackles low.
We sure do. Tap and go. No time to waste from Joanine Jacobs, who feeds it in field to Nadine Solomons, one of a pair of twins. Her twin sister not in the squad today. But Solomons has been eager to get things moving all afternoon, and she has been frustrated on many occasions. Jacobs gets it away. Makoele. That's good, strong running. Need to get to ground now and recycle. Can't stay up there and put yourself in danger of your opposition players wrapping up that ball. Anita Tom. She shows her teammates where she wants them to bind. She doesn't get what she wants, and that's what happens in the end. Listen to Anita Tom. She knows what she's doing. Well, in no uncertain terms, she made it clear where she wanted her teammates to arrive. They never did. And the team paid the price. There's that high tackle, no question about it. Never, ever lowering her height, trying to manage the possibility of a pass or a run coming, and that can result for a defending player where you never drop your shoulders and your head because you don't want to show the attacking player that you're committed to either tackling or tracking your outside player. Ropa Maja, as a result, gave away the penalty. Boland Damas at Boland Park in round one of the Pick and Pay Women's Super League. Give away the penalty now. Free State getting the upper hand in the scrum battle in the second half. Now that whistle will be music to the ears of Ashin Klein. She's been coaching since 1999. Joined this team in 2024, the Free State Cheetah Queens. And he's looking to take them to the next level. Anita Tom will be a big part of that. She's already at the next level. Here come Free State, the pick and go. Not keeping her feet. They've lost possession right away after two phases. Hela gets it away. A chance on the outside briefly there. Tagariro choosing to tuck it under her arm instead of sending it to the players on the outside. The kick over the top. Sees Mklecha there to cover it. Mklecha sees the bouncing ball almost get away from her. But how well has she done under pressure? Felicia Jacobs pushing up. And another penalty for Free State. Quite a few being coughed up by the Damas in succession now. They'll have to watch out.
You want to kick? Okay.
No time to waste. Kicking for the line. I was under the impression that Bernice Stradom was instructing one of her backline players to kick for the line. But the multi-talented, multifaceted Bernice Stradom tried to put a torpedo into the corner.
Retreat, goal, retreat, 20.
And any backline player watching will say, leave that stuff to us. Not finding touch. Boland Damas able to clear.
No,
Our cameraman takes a ball on the left shoulder and does not flinch. Supersport Schools excellence on display.
Set up, yeah?
Mkleche. Really liking the look of Sinem Mkleche. So lanky.
Time back on.
As a left winger, you get the feeling she could play in a few more positions as well. Line out feed. Outstanding one. Goes over the top from Ndabeni. And now the Free State Cheetah Queens set a rolling maul of their own. Making good progress, but losing the formation and their understanding of direction. So a clever time to break away as a result. But can they recycle the ball well a couple of times? Anita Tom takes them all with her. And in over the ball looking for the turnover is Ropa Maja. Really, now there's a succession of penalties building up against the Boland Damas.
There was no clear release.
That being said, Ropa Maja, she is a fan of the rough stuff. She is getting her head into the dark places, never shies away from the contact points, and gets stuck in for her team. Now popping it into the corner. Successful kick to the touchline. This time, as they turn back to their backline players, Anelka Hess, having shaken off that cramp that saw her crumple into a heap on the halfway line. She's able to kick this one for an attacking line out for the Cheetah Queens. 5 meters out from the Boland Damas line. Yanga Ndabeni feeds it to the back, but it's been snatched single-handedly by Tandi Masuku. Reaching up, no lifter on her fingertips, took it clean. And that's a wonderful step from Anelka Hess. Anelka Hess taken on and brought down emphatically by Kabuika, who is shining today, the number 11. Diminutive though she may be, she gets stuck in. Just about getting away with that Free State. Ball bouncing on the ground. Brilliantly timed pass there from Bernice Stradom. Again, a player isolated at the breakdown. Ball slowed down by Nonkasana, but she can't affect the turnover in the end. Marlene Adams.
Release.
There's another Free State player down getting treatment. There has been a fair bit of attrition today. And stretches being called for as well. The players in good shape, moving around on the ground, no worries, so don't worry about that. Now, Free State continue playing on. 14 on the field for them effectively as their teammate gets treatment on the left touchline. All the same, they keep it tight to the rack to make that numbers disadvantage irrelevant. A Cesar Hele feasts upon her opposition. Now breaking and keeping control of the ball well. Solomon's almost ripped free from her clutches. Free State have some momentum on the outside. For once, they set the rack again. Phase after phase, this is what they've struggled for. They've created danger now, then the knock-on comes. Oh, that's a real heartbreaker. Just starting to build something that looked like it could be prosperous for them after they've experienced so much frustration outside of that 5 points which they've scored today.
Just put the ball on the mark for me.
And eventually fatigue got the better of them and a simple pass went to ground. Systematically as well, it must be said that they are looking better in the second half and will continue to grow, one presumes, as the season wears on. And everybody knows where they're supposed to be at what time, which also requires for the events taking place before you're setting up those next few phases to be executed with excellence. You need to know that the ball is going to be recycled within 2 seconds or less, to have the player coming around the corner to set up the next phase, to have that player coming on the switch at pace and keep your defensive opposition on the back foot. And the Free State Cheetah Queens seem to be just a step or a step and a half away from that, while the Boland Damas side have started off in the attacking sense, connecting extremely well, it would appear. They have a clearly set out plan, and Nonkasana, operating in the 10, is not rushing anything, is executing that plan well. And that being said, every other opportunity that they have in the game to rush things forward, they are taking that opportunity because they have strike players galore across the field. The physicality of this contact is what brought about the serious injury. You just see the way that Anelka Hess's head and unfortunate in a rugby incident. She was in the midst of whirling through a tackle executed by Kabuika. And then as her head was approaching the ground, there happened to be the ankle and shin of an opposition player right there. And Anelka's head made contact. But let's hope that she recovers well and recovers quickly. As I said, just after getting treatment, and while the stretcher was being called for, she was on the ground but motioning with her arms. As such, let's hope it's nothing all too serious for the Free State left winger. Some running repairs for the Boland Damas players as well. One of the replacement front rankers has made her way from the field. Indeed, it is a replacement for Maxine Valentine, Keisha Stierman, who is heading straight down the tunnel. But she's on her feet, so all is well, hopefully, and she'll get whatever, hopefully, minor treatment she needs, as compared to, of course, Anelka Hess, who is still getting strapped on to the stretcher to make her way from the field. And hopefully all of this is just precautionary, because she's been great today for a team under pressure. Let's be clear about that. So in these blustery conditions as well, managing those balls that go over the top, nothing easy for a fullback. She's got the size and the athleticism, the pace, and the knowledge, of course, to manage those situations, which is what made her catch the eye. What she hasn't had is much possession, and also the Boland Damas side hasn't been popping too many of those balls over the top, so she hasn't been able to show the fullness of her wares here today. And she's making her way off the field in a stretcher, but let us hope that it is not too serious for Anelka Hess, The 15 for the Free State Cheetahs. Part of a dangerous back three, Anonka and Squaliwe Snare Mdleche has had almost no chance to show what she's got. Had the one chance when she made the interception, when she was hunted down by Tereska Kabuika. And Owami Mohuri on the other side, right at the start of the match. You saw a bit of expansive play from Free State as they briefly touched the ball in the first half. And on the outside, Mohuri had about one chance in this match. So those outside backs didn't get the chance to shine for Free State today. They just have to manufacture more ways to allow for their decline.
Keep your height. Hi, guys. You good?
So in the back line now is Bernice Stradom in the 7 jersey. You'll see her bottom right corner of your screen.
Keep it like that. Get low.
Splitting the back line to cover all defensive opportunities for Boland Damas, who have this scrum almost in the center of the field. Nonkasana confident enough to deal with the first defender, then send a kick over the top, and this is creating danger. Here comes the rapid left winger, Kabuika, onto the ball. Just couldn't get a foot contact on that. If she'd hacked it forward, no one was catching her. She has to be the fastest player on the field, and look what her application has brought about. A scrum to the Boland Damas. An executed plan from Coach Thomas Charles, Coach T as they call him. The kick downfield was perfect. The bounce of the rugby ball was deadly. No knock-on came from the left winger for Boland Damas, Kabuika, and then getting over the ball and trying to protect it. The Free State Cheetah Queens made the error. I'm telling you, 11 on her back, playing on the right wing today. Tereska Kabuika is dangerously fast, and she has a bright, bright future. Boland Damas looking to strike back at scrum time after Free State got the better of them last time, and just tempting her opposition into making the error was Felicia Jacobs. It comes eventually. Aseza Hela given space to run, and that's never a good idea. 3 defenders attracted to bring her down. Quick recycle would prove dangerous for the defensive line of Free State, looking to shoot up out of there and potentially make the interception. Unsuccessful. Arthur King cuts off the left. Another penalty to the Boland Damas. They will not slow down. Here comes Jacobs. The laser pass to perfection. Verushka Grain wins a few more meters. They're in the strike zone already, and they've got numbers out to the right. Good, powerful running from the Boland Damas. Another fast recycle. Nonkasana points in the opposite direction to keep play moving forward. Masuku is within a few meters now. And we're going back for another penalty against Free State. Tap and go from Jacobs. Here she comes now. No stopping them. And no more deserving player than Rufaru Tagariro on debut. Dots down for the Boland Damas. And now we can officially say that is all she wrote. The Boland Damas surely have snatched victory away from Free State. It would take a miracle and not even a minor one. Here comes Felicia Jacobs at the heart and soul of the pace at which the Boland Damas play. But this woman, Rufaru Tagariro, might be a difference maker this season. If they are to go one step further than the semi-finals, which have thwarted them on so many occasions, in what was formerly known as the Women's Premier Division and now the Pick and Pay Women's Super League. One of the other debutantes, Rufaru Tagariro, looks to continue her impressive showing. No worries for Nonkasana. Another 2 on the board. And now the scoreline looks dominant all of a sudden as the Boland Damas have been the only side to add to their tally in the second half. And they've done so a couple of times now. Jacobs just committing one defender, knowing that there was no way there would be a resistance enough or players coming fast enough off of their own try line to stop the hard charging Tagariro. And you can see some hands on hips from the Free State woman now. They've given their all for the cause, but the cause has continued to slip through their fingers moment by moment here in Wellington today. So just some confusion over the officialities of who's coming on and off, and all of the assistant coaches and officials on the side of the field, making sure everybody who's on the field is official, and the substitutions have been registered.
So when we get to the if there's a problem, we will sort that out. You don't have a prop.
So no prop on the field for Free State. All of a sudden, a player's gone down on the touchline as well. You can hear the frustration of referee Bezuidenhout. Got so much to manage all of a sudden on this field. She's had enough now, yes.
Yeah, I asked her, okay, so she's got a cramp, but I did tell the medic to please move her as it's just a cramp, so we're going on with the game. Yes, but what happened to the No, there's no rolling stop. No, so what happened is they don't have a prop. At the next scrum, we will bring a prop on.
Says Ahela correct to ask the question there.
Let's go.
Asking what's going on with the rolling subs, because it appears players are coming on and off, but indeed it's a change in the front row, which has its own special set of rules, and you have to have available 2 loose heads, 2 tight heads, 2 hookers who are specialists in that position, so as to make sure there's maximum safety for everyone involved in the rugby fields. Now Free State have had their front rankers go down a couple of times, and as a result, they've had to come on and off the field, and that's going to be a massively frustrating penalty to give away for Free State. And I can tell you that because the head coach is in the booth next to me, and he was massively frustrated. Understandably so, Ashen Klein. It's been a difficult start to this Pick and Pay Women's Super League season, this being round 1 for Free State. But they can look forward to brighter days. Of course, they'll have 6 more games, 8 teams in the league, 7 teams that you play in 1 round of competition, 6 remaining after this. But of course, not many easy teams to play against. That much is for sure. And some powerhouses, most notably, of course, 3-time back-to-back champions, the Bulls Daisies, Western Province, who have made numerous finals in recent history. Border have faded somewhat over time as their players have been raided, specifically by the Bulls Daisies. But the Cheetahs will look forward to brighter days, that much is for sure. And the way that they're playing, one wouldn't be surprised if those brighter days are to come as well. Looking specifically dangerous with their outside backs, and more specifically with the most dangerous woman on the field, Anita Tom, in the number 3 jersey, the tight head titan. Players dropping like flies here in round 1. No surprise as you start out a new season, working on getting that fitness back to where it needs to be. So many of the women playing rugby in our country, some of the fittest rugby players surely anywhere in the country, because they cover both the 15s and the 7s code, and they can be called upon at any time. So if you are talented enough to rise to the level that you are desired by the 7s and 15s coaching staff at Springbok level in women's rugby, and then you play Women's Super League in between as well, you can imagine how there's not much time for rest in between. All of those weekends will be taken up, including travel as well. Of course, the Springbok Women's Sevens team currently in Kenya, looking to achieve re-entry to the HSBC Sevens Tour proper, as you have the opportunity in the new reformatting of the Sevens circuit to work your way from the 3rd divisions of Sevens to possibly winning the World Championship within the same season. So the South African women have started from the bottom, and now they need to make their way through the 2nd tier of competition before they have the chance to take part in the World Championship dates, 3 of which come during the course of this year. And they are in exotic locations as well, so it's not a bad tournament to be involved in for many reasons. Win, lose, or draw. Talking like Hong Kong and New York. Got to book a ticket. So, Free State, breaking from the base. They are deep within their own half, crossing their own 10-meter line now. That's wonderful play and a brilliantly executed offload. Looked like it was Makoele and the number 1 on the back, filling in at number 8. Now the pop to the outside, well taken on the fly by Mosala, keeping the movement moving forward because it was another pass that was dipping and seemingly off target. It's been a big problem for the Cheetah Queens here today in Wellington. Powerful running, a head down and power forward by a woman who's never said die today. Marlene Adams Bernie straight on. Good form on that pass. It was on target, but not well collected. Hele couldn't capitalize on the opportunity to start the breakaway attack, and she's got some cramp of her own now. And eventually that pass can't be controlled. It's the story of the day for the Cheetah Queens. Another scrum to the Damas.
Last forward? Sorry, last forward. No, ladies. Oh my gosh.
Here you can see the lungs are burning, even for our referee.
Forward pass.
The season has begun for sure. And we're having fun for sure as well. Well, the player's gone down. It might just be more than cramp. And now there's two players down simultaneously for Boland Damas. So the physio
Just don't touch her. We don't know what's wrong with her.
cannot spread her attentions across two players. She might have to call on her opposition to have a look if anything serious is happening down that way. But it does look like it may be muscular and hopefully minor on the left wing for Boland Damas. Well, there's the player coming off the bench, Sinalo Zitwai, who's gone hopping away. And she's done herself a serious mischief already, having some strapping on her legs.
It was lost forward in there. It travels out of the hand.
Looks like the problem may be with the leg that doesn't have the strapping.
Whoever had it, whoever caught it, passed it. No, 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 no. Are you good to go, Captain?
Okay, somebody else going to make that. Am I running?
All right, time back on. Let's go.
I can do it up here. All right.
We're going. Time's on.
Andrew, you're
Let's
not
go.
going to go interview the man or the woman of the match? Number 12.
Let's go.
Tagarino, yeah. You do the interview, man. You're a trusted broadcaster. Cheers.
Crouch. Bind. Okay, we need stability from both sides. Let's sort it out. Let's go, guys. Get in. Everybody, let's go.
Her tone is taking a firmer and firmer turn
Space, don't push.
as we approach the end of the match. Referee Bezuidenhout in the final 2 minutes now.
Bind. Keep it steady. Steady. Set.
Solid set this time. Boland Damas feed to the scrum. It's gone wheeling away, and the arm extends eventually. A penalty advantage to the home side. Good tackle executed on Esmeralda Davis. We're going back for that penalty advantage as we are in the final 90 seconds of the match. And the Boland Damas want to up the tempo. Still Ayaka Soga, replacement halfback, doing just that. The pass to Nitro Ngediswa Mahijana.
Let it go. Step.
Well, that's pure chaos there. Delaying the pass, and the Free State's Cheetah Queens waiting to jump the gun there and make the big hit. Davis gets the ball again. Spinning out of contact, leg pump after contact. Impressive stuff as the Damas move upfield. The counteract from Free State is massive. That's a one-woman effort, and it looks like it was their left winger, Mdleche, driving through the point of contact and winning back possession. Big hit coming in from Masuku as well. Now Free State go over the top. It's all on the bounce of the ball here. Retreating impressively is the debutant Ngoa. Scrum, Free State, after all that craziness. Wow. Scrum, Free State, the hooter sounds in the background. Victory secure for sure. Boland Damas have impressed today.
You good, 18?
And they get their Pick and Pay Women's Super League of 2026 underway in the right fashion.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Round 2, Free State take on the EP Queens at home, where they can hope to turn around their fortunes from things like that. It's their captain, loosehead prop / eighth woman, Makoele. involved in the mistake, then doing impressively well thereafter to make sure it didn't turn into a calamity. And now Free State have a chance to cut the line. Numbers to the outside, but defense like that will shut it all down.
That will be game.
Oh, it sure will. And that's the way to bring about the final whistle. A punishing hit on the retreat from Zina Swart, turning the lights out on that attacking play and on this game in general. It's the Boland Dames who are victorious before they take on Border Ladies next weekend. Here in Wellington, they have taken care of the Free State Cheetah Queens, and Boland win in impressive fashion. Oh, man. Exciting rugby in very many ways today. Of course, plenty of mistakes as well and difficulties in systems. No question about it. Boland Dames, Zina Swart, making this Valentine's Day in my eyes. Shutting it down. Free State, would have been great to see them get some joy right at the end there. However, Boland Dames were having none of that. They kept their standards high. They made the tackle, made sure that the scoreline remained at 36 points to 5. Just the one try to add to the scoreboard for the Free State Cheetah Queens, who finished last season in 6th and are looking to go far better than that, at least finish in the top 4, make the semis, and see if you can sneak into a final. As for the Boland Dames, they know who their targets are. Bulls Daisies, Western Province. So Border, but Border, as I mentioned, they've had a lot of their players raided, so the paradigm has changed somewhat in Border recently. Let's see how they track this year. Didn't have too much of an impressive result today as far as I remember. We're looking at highlights from the first half. Look at that pick up from Chloe Adams. Keep your eye on her, the debutante in the 15 jersey. She passed it on to Tereska Kabuika, who would have a far more impressive input to the game than scoring the try later on, and that's saying a lot. She had a wonderful match today, as did Chloe Adams. Either of those could have been candidates for the woman of the match. There were many candidates today, a lot of those in the back line, although, of course, the foundation was set up front by the likes of Aseza Hele, who played almost within herself, appropriate to the level of the match and what was required of her, knowing that she's got to keep her gas tank going all the way to the end of this season. They don't want to be without a player like that for any stretch of time. And a player like this, Snam Gletcher, is going to be crucial for Free State. She is rapid out there on the wing, real athlete, so tall as well, measured, extremely fit, able to score that try on the outside. They almost squandered that try. The overlap was there earlier. Felicia Jacobs scored a try for Boland Dames, and that was when Maxine Valentine, on her 50th cap, ran into a bit of trouble. Now here was the impressive play. A pure interception. Starting at the same place, already in motion, Mkleche, turning and running to chase, meaning she was starting from a disadvantageous position, hunting her down before the 22-meter line. Tereska Kabuika is an athlete of special talent, and Boland started with a fire in their bellies, looked to be growing back into the match, but that was stifled, shut down, and extinguished by the Boland Dames, who were the first to score in the second half, took the wind out of their sails. You can see a couple of shoulders slumping at that moment when they knew the match had slipped through their fingers, had to score first in the second half. Thereafter, played away by Felicia Jacobs, the resistance crumbling, there was just pressure building and building on Free State. They were putting together some phases in the second half, but now all of a sudden it was Boland Dames being even more successful with that rapid play of theirs, tapping and going, keeping the tempo high. For the Free State women, they were sinking back towards their own try line and couldn't handle the pace and power all over the field coming from the women in gold and black. What a start to the season. What a start for the debutantes as well. Tandi Masuku in the number 5, Tagariro in the 12, and Nonkasana in the 10, Chloe Adams in the 15. And indeed, it is the number 12, Rufaru Tagariro, voted Woman of the Match. The start of something special, I'm quite sure. The debutante, Rufaru Tagariro, the finest player on the field today, but it could have been many others. Varishka Grain was looking great outsider as well. This backline is deadly. There are your results from the day. EP Queens kicking it off with a win. Boland Damas putting up 100 points against Border Ladies. That was the result that I was remembering. Not an auspicious start for Border. DHL Western Province winning first up 53 points to 19. Golden Lions women will be disappointed with that start to their season, looking to get off to a better start than they did in the last. And just like the Free State side, they had a couple of consecutive losses, which in the end they couldn't recover from. Final match of the day, the one you've just witnessed, right here from Wellington, the absolutely stunning Wellington, as the pictures on your screen will display to you. 36 points to 5 over the Free State women here. Doesn't tell the full story of the game. That was a game performance from Free State. Looking a lot better than they did last season. Let's see how they go. Well, is that it? The Vuma Connected Player Award, the local player award, going to the debutante Tandi Masuku, currently being mobbed by her teammates. But what we will do is thank you for joining us. That's the end of the stream for today, but just the beginning of the entertainment for the season. One round of competition between these sides. 7 other teams that you play. 14th of February to the 4th of April. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's the Pick and Pay Women's Super League of 2026. And round 1 is in the bag. Join us next weekend.